Hey there, class. How you doing? I have a question for you. Are you ever hungry, can't figure out what to eat, tired of the same old stuff, and honestly just looking for something new in your life? Well, I have an answer for you. It's called protein oatmeal. I eat it all the time. You might have heard of it. It's not exactly how I've seen it done before. It's a little better, the way I like it at least. So, today I want to tell you about everything you're going to need to make it, how to actually assemble it, and then the nutrition facts and the benefits that come along with it. So, the ingredients start, obviously, you're going to need oats. I use the lower sugar kind because we're trying to have a healthy meal that's also filling at the same time. Next, the other name in the title, protein powder, obviously. I use chocolate. I like this brand a lot. I find that it's good for cooking and it mixes easily. You're going to need PB2. I already have it weighed out right here. Looks kind of like that. It's essentially the same thing as peanut butter, but it's dehydrated and they take out some of the fats and just kind of leave you with the powdered version of it. The essentials, the good stuff. Next, you're gonna need water. I usually use the faucet, but I put it in here, figure I'd make it easier and streamline the video a little bit. And optionally, you can have sugar-free syrup. I know there's not much left, but you don't need a lot, and the calories are negligible at best. For 30 milliliters, which kind of equates to 30 grams, there's 15 calories, so not a huge deal. So to get started, actually, one more thing you're gonna need is a bowl and a spoon. All your mixing is done with this spoon. Most of your cooking is done in this bowl. And optionally, you don't have to take it as seriously as I do. Sometimes even I don't, because you get kind of good at eyeballing things. But a food scale, this helps a lot because often it's easy to over or under measure your foods when you're in a hurry or you're really hungry or you're not really focused on it. This is a great way to make sure you know exactly what you're taking in. Okay, so to get started, obviously, you're gonna need your oatmeal. I find that the prepackaged works better than the big old rolled oats because for our purposes, since we are cooking with them or making something expanded on it, it helps it easier, the consistency. So you start off, pretty sure we've all done this at least once in our lives. Pour that in your bowl. Make sure you get all the good powders at the bottom, all that flavor. And as you can see, there's this line right here. That's the fill line that you would normally do it for. But since we're adding a few other things, I figure I add a little bit more water because there's more things that need to mix into it. So here we go. Right above that fill line. Oh my gosh, hands are shaking. Mix that in. Sorry, my computer's falling asleep. And you're not gonna wanna throw this away, okay? Your spoon's gonna get a little dirty throughout the process. This is a great place to just set it down, put your spoon down on there. So you're gonna wanna mix this first before the other mix-ins. Hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing down here. You don't have to be too serious about it. Just let those ingredients get to know each other, you know? It's all just a party in a bowl. And then next, so in total, we're gonna be using 26 grams of PB2 today. I have it, if it would focus on there. There we go. I have 26 grams in total, that's 2 servings. So right now, you're just gonna add a little bit over the top. You're gonna save the rest for later, okay? Just a little sprinkle, nothing crazy. I'm a big peanut butter guy, if you couldn't tell by now. Mix that in, nice and good. This is not really super water soluble, so it takes a little bit of time. I find it helps if you just pat with the back of the spoon as you go around in circles. Then you'll end up with, try not to spill it everywhere. All right, you'll just see it at the end. Just trust me, it's like a brown liquid. It looks like you put peanut butter inside of oats. And next, to show you actually doing the food scale, because I pre-measured this, I kind of cheated. If my camera could focus on me, that'd be great. Perfect. So we're gonna be doing 40 grams of this. It's a little bit more than the suggested serving for one, for one scoop, but I'm a little low on protein for the day I worked, so kind of making up for it here with the fake stuff. So that's about half right there. All right, that's 40, maybe a smidge over, but I won't tell if you don't. So that's off to the side. And now you mix again. Don't worry, it's about to get fun. And you'll notice kind of how earlier I did a little extra water. You kind of have to play it by ear when you're going through it. Like right now it's a little thick. And that's the idea, because the end goal actually turns into a sort of cake. It's less of a liquid like a normal protein powder would be. Mix all that in real nice. Make sure to scrape the edges, no flavor left behind. Perfect. And it's a little liquidy, but not too much. I'm struggling to show you guys this, but take my word for it. That's all mixed in. Try and get as much off the spoon as possible because you're gonna be using it later on the trusty piece of paper. So this is gonna go in the microwave for 2 to 2.5 minutes. It's kind of different every time depending on the water, depending on how much protein, depending on how much peanut butter. But you're gonna want it thick, almost solid, like a cupcake is what we're going for. So put that bad boy in there. Hopefully that's not too loud. We're gonna start with 2 minutes, see how that goes in the end. And while it's cooking, we are going to make the topping out of the rest of that PB2. So what you do is slowly mix in water, okay? If you do too much, it just turns into peanut butter water, and you don't know what to do with that. It's not fun to drink. Nobody has a good time. So I always start with just the tiniest bit. Very little, you saw that. Same spoon, old reliable. Mix that. Be careful not to let it, I don't know, explode over the edges. That can happen from time to time. Might take a bit, like I said earlier, it's not the most water soluble thing, but patience is key. You just slowly titrate in the water, nice and fun. Hope everyone's having a good time, getting all their videos done, feeling good. Actually, you can start to smell that too. It smells just like peanut butter. It's actually pretty cool. And the thing, sometimes if I'm a little lower on calories for the day and I can afford it, I'll actually use the real deal, Skippy or something like that. I'm not a huge fan of the natural guy. I figure if you're eating peanut butter, you might as well go for the real thing. And you actually just microwave that a little bit to get to the same consistency we're gonna get here. I do about 30 seconds and then shake it up a little bit and then 30 more seconds in this same dish actually. I believe it's called a ramekin. I actually just learned how to spell that word today, which is, I don't know if that's embarrassing or funny. One last little bit of water. Sometimes it doesn't take this long, sometimes it's easier off the first rip, but I don't want to mess up and have to start the video over, you know, I already practiced. And we're right on time. So we're gonna check the consistency on that. And as you can see, look at that, Dairy Queen. Put over, and it falls all over the counter. That's okay, we're not dead yet. So you can just pop all that back in there. I don't usually flip it, as you can tell, but that's okay. That's all back in. It's not gonna be as pretty, but it's still gonna taste great, and you guys are still gonna get the idea. So now that you have all your cooked oats that are gonna be pretty solid, you can take this peanut butter liquid and you pour it over the top as a garnish, because it can get a little dry at times, and this kind of helps smooth it down. But either way, you're gonna need a drink of water with this, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Mix that all up, pour it all on, get the flavors mending together. And you gotta get every last drop, because that's at least my favorite part. So that's all on there. And as I stated earlier, this is optional, but I like it. It adds a little bit, it takes away from that thickness that I was talking about so much earlier. So you mix that on, and you're done. And lastly, I just want to talk about the nutrition facts now that my time's running out. 36 carbs, 5 fat, 47 grams protein, and only 9 grams of sugar. So give it a try. I hope you love it. Sorry I spilled it. Have a great day, everyone. Appreciate it.